What is up, everybody? Welcome. Thank you for clicking on my video and checking out this Mass Effect 1 review. This was my first playthrough ever. Uh, don't ask me why, because Star Wars Knights of the Republic is my favorite game of all time. And same company did Mass Effect, and I decided to wait almost 20 years before playing this fucking game, which was dumb of me, but hey, here we are. I did play the Legendary Edition, if that matters to anyone. I don't know if it does or not, but I just want to let that be known. And then I played 90% of the game on the hardest difficulty, and then the last 10% of the game I played on not the hardest difficulty. Um, if this is the first review you've ever seen from me, I'll do a quick breakdown. I rate games on 10 to 11 different things based on important features of a video game. Those features are graphics and visuals, gameplay mechanics, story and narrative, audio and sound design, replay value, difficulty and balance, world design and exploration, performance and technical stability, community and multiplayer if it's applicable, innovation and originality, and hours versus dollars. So I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're just going to hop right into this. So graphics and visuals, the quality of the game's graphics, including art style, realism, animation quality, and overall visual appeal. So one thing that I talked about early on in this game when you first get to the Citadel, and granted this is Legendary Edition, graphics are boosted, I'm sure. There's these waterfalls as you're walking up to meet the council for the first time, and there's so much added detail to it that it's just hard not to appreciate the effort that was put in. The game is beautiful. Every little nook and cranny, someone spent time on, someone cared about, and I love that in games. It makes them look just so much better. All of the game's sceneries were awesome. There were some that felt a little empty, but it's a big game. You can't expect every single piece of the game to be rich in things and stuff, right? So, with that being said, I am going to rate this game pretty high in the graphics and visuals. We're going to go 8.5 for the effort. Gameplay mechanics. So, how smooth and intuitive the controls are, the complexity and depth of gameplay systems, and the overall enjoyment of the game. I will be honest with you guys. If the story wasn't so good, I don't think I would have enjoyed the game as much. The gameplay mechanics are kind of a boring third person shooter, commanding your little squad of two other people. It's kind of shitty. The AI isn't great. I didn't really care for the shooting. I didn't really care for the weapon switches, the pause in combats, the ordering my team to do stuff. It just felt clunky. And I get it, like, not glonky. Like, let's get fucking glonky. Clunky. Yeah, I get it's a 2007 game, and I don't want to hold it against it. But I felt just a lot of parts of the game where I was like, let's just get through this. So I can get back to the dope ass story. And that really is what led me to drop to a lesser difficulty later in the game, is because I just was like, dude, I just want to see the conclusion. I'm tired of getting stuck on these different little mobs that are just way too strong, and my guns are just hitting them like wet noodles. It just really wasn't fun in that aspect. So I think I'm gonna have to give it a 6.5. Story and narrative. So the quality of the storyline, character development, dialogue, and how engaging and immersive the overall narrative experience is, fucking peak. Peak character development. The storyline is phenomenal through and through. I lost. Okay, in the matter of like an hour of the gameplay, they killed my favorite person who was in my little squad of two died because he thought I betrayed him, and then my teammate killed him. And then I realized that one of my teammates was kind of racist towards aliens, and then I let her ass fucking die in war. Like, the game's crazy ass storyline and character development is phenomenal. I didn't even scratch the surface of all the side quests, right? Which we'll talk about in replay value. The dialogues were all great. Captain Anderson is the fucking goat. Like, there's so much to the characters in this game and so much to the storyline. It's definitely up there. Audio and sound design, so the quality of sound effects, music, and voice acting, and how well they contribute to the atmosphere and overall of the game experience. If the voice acting wasn't amazing, this score would probably be pretty low. I didn't really care for the sounds in the game. The guns all sounded pretty whack and boring, pretty universal across the board. Um, Sound effects in the games, nothing really stood out to me except for the spaceships, I guess, and some of the space travel. But the voice acting was so good. I'm going to give it a 7. Replay value. This is one of those games like Knights of the Old Republic where you can be a good guy and do everything good, or you could be a complete dickhead. And I fell kind of in the middle until near the end, and it makes me want to replay it and just be an absolute asshole and be, the perfect character. Not only that, there are so many side missions. I don't even think I did a 20% of them. There's lots of replay value here. Difficulty and balance, like I said, I didn't really care for the difficulty because I felt like there was just difficulty spikes that didn't really have anything to do with how well you're playing the game. It was just like, okay, have you leveled up high enough? Are you patient enough? And have you found like the right mods for your weapons? To me, that's kind of boring, and I don't really care for that. That's my personal opinion. I'm sure there's people who love the difficulty spikes in this game. I thought it was kind of boring, personally. Like the hard parts was just me rinsing and repeating until I got the right RNG where they didn't snipe me or one shot me. Not great. Not great. World design exploration. I liked the world design. I hate the world map or the universe map because it doesn't explain anything at all, and you have to figure out after going to 100 different planets how it works, or Googling it, which I had to do mid game. And there was some of the worlds where I just was like, I don't want to explore because this is pretty linear and I'm not really enticed. But there is a lot of worlds out there, so I can't really give it too bad of a rating there. Performance and technical stability, so how well the game runs technically, including factors such as frame rate, loading times, optimization across different platforms, and the absence of bugs and glitches. There was bugs and glitches. It was a 2007 game that was ported and ported and ported. So, I mean, there's some bugs, there's some glitches, but overall, I never saw frame rate issues. I didn't have issues with any of the loading times. It seemed pretty optimized, and the bugs and glitches that I saw were just like AI running through walls, or there was 2 times where one of my companions just wouldn't help me through the whole mission. So I mean that's kind of a big one, especially on a hard difficulty. Overall though, it ran fine. Community and multiplayer, there is no multiplayer, so I'm not going to rate this. Innovation and originality, so the extent to which the game introduces fresh ideas, innovative gameplay mechanics, or unique twist on existing genres, contributing to its overall creativity and distinctiveness. I mean, there's a boring combat system with a great story. Um, I don't think there's a lot really to talk on here personally, so we're gonna give it a 6. And hours versus dollars. So this one's kind of confusing because I have the legendary edition. I think the legendary edition is. Let's take a quick peek here. Mass Effect Legendary Edition price. Oh geez, it's only $10 right now. That's fucking crazy. Wait, it says it's $60 on Steam, but it's $10 on Walmart. I guess that's for the Xbox. Okay, let's just do it the right way. Let's just see what Steam says. Yes, I have 1,015 games on my wish list. Ooh, $60 on Steam right now. But here's the thing. So it took me about 12 to 14 hours to beat the first one. You do get all 3 games. And I think that that's a good deal considering these games they're only supposed to get better after the first one. So we're going to give that an 8. Let's break out our handy dandy calculator here and get our score. So 8.5 plus 6.5, 9, 7, 8.5, 6, 7, 7, 6, 8. That's going to be a 7 point, we'll just round it up. 7.4 out of 10. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me in the comments. And hopefully we get Mass Effect 2 at some point on the stream. By the way, I stream all these games. Check it out. YouTube, Twitch. It's the same name as the channel name, baby. Come check it out. I will make you laugh or cry or nut. We'll see what happens. Alright guys. Peace.